BSHL fans, welcome to the unofficial BSHL podcast. Here's your host, Corey and Corey.
Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. How's it going, Corey?
Good.
Adam Story leading us in again today. We gotta love it.
Gotta love that AS. Screw AI. AS is where it's at.
AS, absolutely. Not ASS. He's not an ass.
No, Adam
Just
Story is
AS.
one of our closest friends in the league. It sucks that we can't go to Doketown to see him anymore.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll run into him in Minto sometime. Corey, man. So today I was on Facebook and I saw the Dalhousie for their game this weekend. They have a costume party. You dress up.
Oh, okay.
Game. So they're going to have a prize for the best child's costume, the best adult costume. I immediately was like, man, that would be fun. We're not going to Dalhousie this weekend. This is a weekend that we're not going to Dalhousie. We were there last weekend. It's a long drive. And yeah, anyway, that's all. But man, I was like, that would be a fun one. So if we were to get dressed up in a costume, what would your costume be? And who would you dress up as BSHL related? I'll go first.
Okay.
Immediately, I was like, if I'm going to Dalhousie, I'm going to dress up as T-Dog. I mean, you got to. So first of all, my first thought was, who on that team is remotely fat enough that I can grab one of their coats and wear it? And they don't have anybody. So I was like, all right, we're hitting a roadblock already. I'm going to be wearing a skin-tight fucking coat, but we'll do what we got to do. I'm like, just with some horn-rimmed glasses, Shave down the beard some. He's already like my 7th cousin or something, so we're pretty much twins. Let's be honest here. So I was like, my initial thought was I'd dress up as Travis Robichaud. But then the real costume idea came to me. I thought, I'm going to dress up all in black. Black shirt, black pants, black everything. I'm going to put my hood on. Kind of hide myself really well so nobody can see me in the shadows. I'm going to dress up as Cheryl. I'm going to be the locker room creeper.
Be the locker room creeper.
I'm going to be the locker room creeper. If I had to dress up for a BSHL game, I'd be the locker room creeper.
I think I got a good one.
All right, let's see it.
Since it's Dalhousie related,
yeah,
I would go in a Dalhousie sweater.
Yeah.
With a poutine and some vinegar and go as Pascal Valcourt.
You'd go as Pascal Valcourt?
Why not?
I like that. You'd get a poutine with some vinegar and you'd be Pascal Valcourt. I like that. So would you get brother. You'd borrow a Dalhousie jersey from Trav? You'd borrow the Valcourt jersey.
Borrow the Valcourt jersey. Like you're hot on the ice, right? I can borrow this thing.
I mean, he's only got to wear the one. He's got the road jersey you can borrow.
I'll take the road jersey, the beautiful yellow one.
So you'd have some vinegar on your fries. You'd be Pascal Valcourt.
I'd have to grow a couple of inches and lose like 20 pounds, but yeah, I'd be Pascal.
Only 20? He's like, Corey just looked at me like, hey, dickhead.
Well, he's pretty muscular and I'm just all fat, so muscle weighs more than fat.
That's fair. That's fair. Man, could also, if I wanted to put like some toothpicks or something to always have a big smile on, I could go as Marc Giroux.
Yeah.
The man is always smiling. Like anytime I see Giroux, he's got a big smile on. He's just the friendliest guy.
Just the friendliest guy. Like anywhere we are, I didn't even know he was in Bucktouche, and at the end of the game, he came in. Like he doesn't miss a chance to come say hi. And that's just a telling of a great person right there.
Yeah, some good people out in Dalhousie way. But my initial thought was, man, I would go dressed as T-Dog. That'd be great. Or I could dress up as the guys who dumped beer on your head and just stand up top and dump beer on your head.
You could have done that. They're faceless.
They're faceless. They felt really bad about it when they did it. They
felt really bad. Like at the end of the day, who's the asshole there? Me. They were just having.
You kind of are.
Time. Yeah, I am.
I could be the beer pourer for Halloween. What would Cheryl dress up as for the costume contest?
I thought long and hard about this.
Yep.
He should be one of the mascots.
She should be one of the mascots? Which mascot would she be?
Who cares?
Anyone? Oh, you know what mascot's not getting much use anymore? Digger. She could be Digger.
Be Digger.
She could be Digger, but in Dalhousie. That would be perfect.
She could be Digger in Dalhousie screaming, "Go Hawks."
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
She could also borrow a chicken costume and go as Nashville Hot Chicken.
That's that one. That's the winner right there.
I think that's the winner.
That's the winner.
Tracy, of course, is just going to find a Zamboni suit and wear a Zamboni suit. And she'll be a Zamboni.
That's what we all expect from her. And yeah, Mama Podcast now. What's she going as?
She's going as Mama Podcast, man. That's a pretty great costume in and of itself. That's all she needs to be.
She just needs to bring the puppies with her.
Yeah, lots of dogs. So yeah, that was 5 minutes of complete bullshit. You guys are welcome for that. Corey, want to get into the games this weekend?
The games this weekend. On Friday, we have 2 games. The Amherst Ducks will be in the Peninsula. The game starts at 8 o'clock. Dalhousie will be in Miramichi. That game starts at 8:15 on Saturday. 2 games on Saturday. LC Puck Duck will be in Amherst. That game is at 7 o'clock. And the Peninsula will be in Dalhousie. 7:30 is that game. And one game that we can't miss. The battle begins again this year. Bucktouche will be in LC Puck Duck. 5:30 will be that game.
Yes, the Battle of Kent County. Can't wait to see the first game there. That's always a heated rivalry.
It's always so close too.
Want to pop into our predictions for the week?
Sure. So I got my predictions. I'm just going to scribble down your name so I can get yours. So you want me to go first?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll go first. I'm leading.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Sure.
So Miramichi versus Dalhousie. Is that the first game you have, or is that?
Let's go with Amherst and the Peninsula.
All right. I have the Peninsula.
I also have the Peninsula.
Okay.
Next game is Miramichi Dalhousie.
I have Miramichi.
I have Dalhousie.
I like it.
So I almost wrote down Dalhousie for you. So you got Miramichi.
Yep.
Next game is LC Puck Duck and Amherst.
I have Amherst.
I have Elsie.
I like it.
Phone's ringing, but I won't answer. Next game, Peninsula in Dalhousie.
I have Dalhousie in this one.
I also have Dalhousie.
So you think Dalhousie is going 2-0 this weekend?
Yep. I think they're going to be like, enough's. Here we go. Bucktouche and LC.
I have Bucktouche in a shootout.
I got Bucktouche just... I don't have anything specific, but I got Bucktouche as well.
I think that's going to be a really close game. I think we're going to see the battle of Colette versus Ryu. And I think it's going to be like 1-1 or 2-2 going into overtime. Yeah. And it'll go to a shootout.
So speaking of that, our players of the week for last weekend, we were in agreement finally.
We've debated a lot. Yeah, go ahead. Do you want to announce them?
Yeah. So
announce them and give the reason.
So Jacques Cormier.
Yep.
He had he played twice this weekend, had multiple points in both games. So
couple goals.
So he makes the list. Brendan Colomb from Dalhousie, 2 goals in that win against Amherst. And Brody MacArthur, once again, he had 2 goals in that game against Miramichi, so that gave him the nod.
I agree with you on all of those. It took us a while to come up with them, but that is how we're feeling.
The thing is, a lot of people are going to be like, "Geez, it's very Kent County heavy." Well, I don't know what you want us to do. That's where the goals came from.
Yeah, that's where there was a lot of games. The Kent County teams happened to win, I think, 3 out of the 4 games last weekend or something like that. So
on defense, LC's Jeremy Hebert. I think he's the only defenseman to get a goal this weekend. So, and he had a beautiful goal. So, yep. Matthew Bastrash of the
couple assists, right?
He had 3 assists.
3 assists. Really good weekend for him.
2 games are really good. And I think Brody MacArthur and the goalie are the only returning ones, but Goalie of the week, once again, is Alex Colette. 2 wins this weekend. What can you say?
Played outstanding, especially against Miramichi.
Mhm.
Had a great game on Sunday against Dalhousie as well, but man, against Miramichi, there was some serious scoring chances.
Mhm.
Early against Dalhousie, too, that Dalhousie kind of controlled the play in the first period, and Colette kind of kept them in it. So we did go back and forth on a few goalies. Matt Welsh, in a losing effort, stopped something like 48 shots.
52 shots.
52 shots. So he made 50 saves out of 52 shots. That's kind of insane. He almost got the nod for that, but we'll give him an honorable mention. Jason Ryu as well. Against Miramichi. I understand Miramichi controlled a lot of the play, and he played phenomenal.
He even so might as well go into that. We did talk with Connor Smith. Didn't really know himself. It's probably a Hockey Canada rule.
It's an odd one. But I mean, I suppose once they meet up and they discuss it, if one of the other refs saw it as a goal, I guess it gets called a goal.
Yeah.
It's just, I know there's a lot of controversy because of the length of time between when the quote unquote goal was scored and when the whistle was blown. There was like 2.5, 3 minutes I watched.
Yeah.
So a significant amount of time, but regardless,
it was a moot point,
won the game, but that could have been a momentum shifter. It's always weird when something like that happens.
Yeah. So the standings after week 2 goes like this. Bucktoosh JCs are 3-1-0 for 6 points. In second place, the LC Buckduck Hawks, they're 2-1-0 for 4 points. And in a 4-way tie, the Amherst Ducks, the Dalhousie Marauders, the Miramichi Northmen, and La Corsaire de la Péninsule Acadienne each have 1 win, 2 losses, and no overtime losses, except for La Corsaire. They're 1-1-0, but they each have 2 points.
Yeah. So I suppose La Corsaire would have the slight edge because they have a game in hand. Mm-hmm. But tight lead. Week 2. Last week, it took until almost Christmas to see Dalhousie lose a game.
Yep.
Week 2, every team has lost a game. Ricky Bastrash kind of mentioned that to me, and I was like, "Yep, you're right."
You even look at the year before, the pre-podcast era.
The Hawks
went 15-0, and it took Bucktoosh in a shootout, by the way,
in January.
To end their streak. Like, they literally went undefeated for that 2022 half
portion of the season. Yeah. Man, the Hawks were dominant that year. Dalhousie was dominant early last year.
Yeah.
I think this once again goes to who the hell knows who's going to win this league.
I find it very interesting.
It is tighter than Corey's butthole when he has diarrhea on a Sunday at church.
Yep. And jeez. I think
Corey's face right there. He was like, "What the hell just happened?" Right there.
I think the most untrue thing there is the church part.
There you go. Well, your church is the JK. That's where you go to pray on Sundays.
I pray for good
or the Kent North.
There you go. So, gonna get into some stats right now. Goals leaders. We have a 3-way tie. LC's Brody MacArthur has 4 goals. The JC's Jacques Cormier has 4 goals. And the Peninsula's Luc Williams has 4 goals. Points leader. That goes to Brody MacArthur of LC with 7 points. The forward leader is also Brody MacArthur. The defenseman point leader is LC's Danik Crate with 4 points. And the winningest goalie so far is the JC's Alex Colette.
So a few notes from that. One, when the Hawks signed Brody MacArthur, I had multiple people reach out to me. We watch some Junior A when we can, but we're not huge Junior A fans. I had some big Junior A fans reach out to me, and they were like, MacArthur's the real deal. Like, that guy's going to be phenomenal for the Hawks. They were right. So far, he has proven that he is exactly what you expect him to be. The other thing coming into this year was a lot of people were like, oh, Colette might have been the best goalie last year. He's not going to be the best goalie this year. After 2 weeks, Colette has proven that he is still going to be up there. There's a lot of competition for best goalie, right? You got to think that Adrian LeMay last Sunday, in a losing effort, man, he played out of his mind. Matt Welsh, 1 shutout, 2 losses. Both losses Definitely lost in Dalhousie, super close. Insane amount of saves. He did everything he could to keep them in. Against also Buck Duck at home, that's just a hard rink to play in for anybody. Historically, the Hawks don't lose a lot at home.
I agree.
There's a lot of great goaltending. I mean, you go to Vautour in Miramichi. The peninsula is just littered with good goaltenders.
I felt bad for Vautour on Sunday because the goal by Brody MacArthur, he wasn't going to stop that. A fake shot, pull it back, just dump it into the empty net. He wasn't going to stop that. And he played fantastic. And I actually felt really bad for Vautour because, everybody's talking about Jason Ryu and they're talking about Collette and Welsh and LeMay and all these guys. Vautour is a fantastic goalie.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Vautour last year was definitely the best import goaltender. Definitely the best import goaltender.
By far.
This year we're seeing a lot of import goaltenders, though.
Yeah.
Only the Peninsula and Bucktouche are using a local as their main goaltender. Yep. So Dalhousie's kind of using a couple, but I think LeMay is going to be their guy when it comes down the short playoff stretch. Yep. Ryu definitely going to be starting for the Hawks. Welsh for Amherst, and Vautour again in Miramichi. Very, very good goaltenders this year. Not surprising. The Q has always been known for their goaltending. It's always been the tighter defensive league out of all the junior leagues, and it always produces good goaltenders. A lot of these guys are products of the QMJHL. Whether you're looking at guys that came out of Bathurst, Welsh that came out of Charlottetown, Ryu played in Moncton, and if they didn't, they played in a very good defensive Maritime Junior A hockey league like Colette. So a lot of talented guys. And then even when you look at backups, Julian Daig, who played for the Timberwolves, solid backup goaltender, could be a starter, helped win the Hawks a cup, stood on his head last year against River Valley. Like these guys, these teams all have depth in goal, which I think is going to help down the stretch here. Corey is coughing his butt off. He is sick, folks. Not COVID this time. Corey just has some weird flu.
Yeah, today was this is the most productive thing I've done all day. I've been not able to stay awake the entire day. I woke up at 9, was back in bed by like 9:01, and just kept sleeping. I just can't get this fatigue out of me.
My face is the kind of face that will keep a man awake, isn't it?
Yep, it sure is.
That's exactly what I'm learning right now, asshole. Anyway, good episode, Corey. We're going to call it here, but hope you're feeling better by the weekend so we can see you at some games. If not, I'll be streaming some of the games, and you'll be able to watch the stream. So
I'm going to do my best. I got medication, got orange juice, got everything. So by Friday, I should be good.
Do you have any Nashville hot chicken?
I don't have any Nashville hot chicken. We're not in Nashville.
No, that's right. Sorry, you can't just go to the co-op and buy that stuff. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm foolish. I'm really foolish.
Yeah, you really are.
All right, man. We'll see. We'll see if we want to dress up this weekend for maybe that Elsie game. Maybe we can get dressed up.
Yeah,
could be a good time. You could go as me, and I could go as Travis. We've got all kinds of options. Tracy could go as my father. Which would be weird, but
I would have to shave my head bald for that, though.
Don't rule it out. I mean, thin is in, brother.
I've been thinning out pretty badly lately.
I know you've got that bald spot on the back of your head. It's really quite something.
Yeah, it's you could see it from space.
It's a beautiful thing. All right, Corey, we'll be back on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend at the games. We'll see all of you at the games this weekend. We look forward to getting back out there. Thanks for all your support. We've gotten some fantastic views on a lot of our videos, and we really appreciate all that support. So if you're not subbed to the channel, please sub. Follow us on Facebook, and we will be back on Tuesday. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you soon.
Take care.